ASMR Gaming News. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to ASMR Gaming News. Please hit that like button, sit back, relax, and let's begin. So, we got some interesting news this week. Let's see, where do we jump into this? Let's get right into this. So, apparently, there's not going to be a live, E3 event where you'll be able to physically go to in person this year. So, E3 2022 will not be held in a live show, physical event like it usually does. So, this is yet, I think, the third year. Wow, is it actually going to be the third year where E3 is not going to be happening due to the, pandemic and everything? Now, for those that don't know, E3 for years and years used to be the place where Microsoft and Sony, Nintendo, and basically every other big video game company like EA and Activision, all these companies, Ubisoft, they would go there. They would show off the latest trailers for their new games, and they would have demos that people could go play and test out, and game journalists and everyone in the game industry would go to E3 because it was the big event. Well, this year it's not going to be happening. Last year it didn't really happen. Year before that didn't really happen either. They're going to have an online show possibly, but it has not been confirmed yet. So physical show won't be happening. That's confirmed. But there might be an online live stream or show, kind of similar to what they did last year. So they have kind of a virtual version of E3, I guess. But it's still a little bit disappointing that E3 won't be happening in the same way that it always has. But it makes sense, I don't think they want millions of people walking around in small rooms and stuff playing video games, because, right now might not be the best time for that. But, yeah, it is a little bit sad to see something that really famous and always happening for decades now, have to get shut down yet again this year. So, yeah, we're gonna have to see what they do, but hopefully they have an awesome live stream show for everybody, just like the last one. I can't wait to see what games they announce this year. Let's see. Next, we got some Nintendo rumors. So, there's basically these analysts that are insiders in the video game industry, or, for example, there's people that are analysts in the car, motor vehicle industry, and basically every single industry. There's usually people analyzing things. They have friends or people that work in those companies, and they kind of analyze stuff. They have inside information, and they sometimes get interviewed and let things slip. So, an analyst this week was being interviewed by a Game Industry Biz, a video game website that's been around for a long time. And they basically asked him, when do you think we're going to be getting new Nintendo stuff, a new Nintendo system? And he basically said that, according to what he knows, it is very possible for a new Nintendo, so not a new Nintendo Switch, but a new Nintendo system to possibly release in 2024. And he kind of gave some explanations as to why he feels like Nintendo in 2 years might be switching to a new system, and talking about how they're looking to make something possibly more powerful, that they're already working on games and development stuff for that system. So, Nintendo, it's been a while since the Switch came out. Like, it's not new anymore. We have the new version of the Nintendo Switch, but let's just put it this way. The Switch graphics and the hardware aren't really that powerful. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever played the Switch version of Fortnite, but it's pretty bad. Like, the 30 FPS barely is 30 FPS on that. And Nintendo really does need to release something a little more powerful. So hopefully this new system that they're possibly working on does get released, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about that because I love the Switch, but I want to see what Nintendo's going to do next. So it's still a ways off, you know. We probably have like a year or two minimum of the current Switch before we get something new, but it's still pretty cool to hear news like this. He also talked about Mario Kart 9, which is awesome. So this same analyst was, chatting with Game Industry Biz, and then they started talking to yet another guy. So they interviewed a lot of insiders and analysts and things like that. So basically, this guy claimed that Mario Kart 9 is currently in active development. He says that, viewing how Nintendo does things, games like Mario, Pokemon are usually in development years before they actually get announced. So we haven't had a new Mario Kart game in a long time. Like, the Switch version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that came out in like 2017, so we need a new Mario Kart. So according to this analyst here, let's see if we can get his name. It's I'm trying to get his name. Ooh, it's a little bit tough to pronounce. I hope I say it right. Serkan, Dr. Serkan. So he's a doctor, and he makes gaming, analytical tools or things like that. He's involved with predictions in the games industry. He knows people. He views how things are going, and he says that Mario Kart 9 is in active development right now, and it's very possible that Nintendo could even tease the game this year. So if that's true, I really hope Nintendo does that. I love Mario Kart. I've played it on the channel, so if we're gonna get a Mario Kart 9 at some point, I'm definitely gonna be buying that and playing it. And I hope they do something different. Maybe give us Double Dash or multiplayer co-op features where you can race on the same kart with like a friend and you can help each other or something in the race. I think something like that would be great. Next we got some news about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Anyone remember that game that came out a while back? Or was it like a year or two ago? Well, apparently Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2 is going to be possibly getting a reveal before E3 2022. So E3 takes place in June, so that's a couple of months away from now. But according to this rumor, they are planning to reveal this game sometime in the next few months. Apparently, the developers were very happy with the success of Jedi Fallen Order. The first game, I remember hearing it did fairly well. It's one of the best Star Wars games that we've gotten in a few years. I remember some people saying stuff like that. I actually own the game. I just didn't actually, finish it. I should probably finish it, but yeah, if we're getting a sequel to that, I'm really curious what characters are going to be included. I know some people really enjoyed the story of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, especially that ending. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, Star Wars fans were very happy with that game, so I think they're planning on making a new one. According to this rumor, some people are suggesting that it might be announced in May, because May the 4th be with you, and lots of Star Wars announcements usually happen in that month, so it might make sense that they would do something like that. Let's see, what else do we got here? So there is a new PlayStation VR called PlayStation VR 2, and it's gonna be like the next generation of VR for the PlayStation 5. So the PlayStation 4 got PlayStation VR 1, and PlayStation 5 is getting its VR 2, which is like a new and enhanced version. Now there's like photos and stuff here. I'm looking at it. It looks crazy. Like this looks way different than the original PlayStation VR. It has like these sense controllers that like wrap around your hands in order to like help you simulate like real life in a virtual world. So that sounds awesome. They also are putting the frame rate much higher. You can get up to like 120 FPS, which is a lot better than the original PlayStation VR, which barely even got to 60 FPS. I think most games had it at like 30 FPS if I remember. So yeah, the display is also going to be like 4K HDR, which is incredible. Like 4K HDR virtual reality at 120 FPS. I need that. That's gonna be amazing. So the headset is gonna have like hardware-based like controller tracking, so it's gonna be a lot more realistic for your movements and things in game. It's gonna have new sensory features and 3D audio, which is something that I'm interested in because Sony owns like a very special 3D audio technology that I haven't really seen anywhere else. Like Sony actually owns it. They're keeping it very secret. So if you ever play any PlayStation, games and you notice how good the 3D sound is, that's because Sony has some special stuff they put into the console. And it seems like they're doing the exact same thing with this new version of PlayStation VR. So, that's all cool, but what we want to know is, where are the games? Like, what games are we going to get on this VR? Or PlayStation VR 2? Well, they announced a version of Horizon called Horizon Call of the Mountain. So this is going to be like their big leading game for PlayStation VR 2. It's made by like the developers of the original Horizon Zero Dawn game. And it's going to be like a VR experience where you're going to be immersed in the world of Horizon, and it's going to have like, innovative gameplay is all they said. So that's going to be really cool. Like, I want to get into VR. It's just that a lot of the VR stuff is either super expensive or the quality is just not that great. But what Sony is doing right now seems like they could finally have something which a lot of people are going to be excited for. Like, I'm checking out the trailer right now. The graphics look good. Like, they look really, really good. So, I might have to check out this PlayStation VR. Maybe I'll play some games on the channel. You never know. But, all that got announced this week. By the way, the PlayStation VR stuff was rumored for a very long time. It's just that they officially revealed, like, the system and everything, and the official name. So it's officially PlayStation VR 2. That's confirmed. No actual, like, official release date, though, or anything like that yet. So, yeah, who knows? Hopefully they give us news about that soon. Let's see, what else do we got here? Ghost of Tsushima is breaking all types of records. Apparently it just passed 8 million sales for Sony. So over 8 million people have bought the game. Apparently that is insane. Like, wow. It must be one of the best-selling games. It feels like that's a huge number, especially for, a samurai game. I wouldn't expect it to be that popular. I'm just really, really happy with the success of Ghost of Tsushima. And they're also saying that the game is going to be coming out on PC PC possibly either later this year or later next year, because they found leaks and things like that, which I'm not going to get into, but it seems like we might be getting that game on PC. So if you don't have a PlayStation, you still might be able to play this game at some point in the future. Next we got a rumor about the Last of Us Remake. I'm not sure if many of you have remembered me talking about this, but a while back I talked about an announcement of like there being a possibility of a Last of Us Remake being done. And then we got more rumors, and here we are in January 2022 with yet another rumor about the Last of Us Remake. So apparently, according to this piece of news, the Last of Us Remake for PlayStation 5 is almost complete and will be releasing this year for the PlayStation 5. So basically, I think after The Last of Us 2 came out, they realized that a lot of people that just got into PlayStation never played the original game. So they went back, they decided to remake the game with, better graphics and textures and stuff like that, and port it to the PlayStation 5. This is very similar to what they did with the Uncharted collection that they, brought out on PC and stuff with better graphics and on PlayStation 5. So it seems like they're doing that same thing, but with The Last of Us. Fun fact, The Last of Us was on PS3, then got a special PlayStation 4 version, and now here we are on PlayStation 5, and we're getting another special version of The Last of Us. Now, I'm not gonna complain or anything, but I think we need some new games at this point. And that's all I'm gonna say. Next, we got a piece of news that Death Stranding is going to be getting a Director's Cut edition on PC finally. So for those that don't know, Death Stranding, directed by Hideo Kojima, game that did pretty well when it released back on the PlayStation 4, later got a Director's Cut, and that version released on PlayStation 4 as well. But they released the standard version of Death Stranding on PC, and they never released the Director's Cut, and the Director's Cut version of the game adds a lot more content. And PC players were waiting on that, and yeah, it seems like they're finally going to be getting the Director's Cut version of Death Stranding this spring. Now, it definitely took a long time, but hey, at least they're going to be getting it. I feel like PC usually gets games a lot later than console usually. I know they usually have exclusivity deals where Sony likes to release a game first on their system and then a year later on Xbox or on PC. But yeah, I guess that's what they're doing with Death Stranding's Director Cut version. So if you haven't played Death Stranding yet, maybe wait, pick up this version on PC. It's basically the full completed version with everything. So definitely worth the wait. That is such a bizarre and crazy game. It's not for everyone, but it is special. And let's see, we have one final piece of news. So Capcom has basically announced that they're going to be having a special creator program for content creators, and a lot of video game companies have been doing this recently, where basically if you play Capcom games and you make video game content online, like YouTube or Twitch, you can basically join some kind of program and sign up with Capcom to get special offers and exclusive incentives. So it's very similar to maybe the creator code in Fortnite. So if you love playing, Monster Hunter or Street Fighter or Resident Evil or any other Capcom game that's coming up, maybe you should sign up for this program. Definitely looks pretty cool. Usually content creator programs are a way that video game companies give back to the community that helps them grow. So I really like seeing stuff like this. I don't really know all the details because it's very vague. But yeah, if it sounds as good as it does, it's definitely worth checking out. So yeah, that's it for the game news this week. Thank you all for listening, for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.